What's up, big ballers, shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome from the Grid Trim Sports Talk Show. Joined with my co-host Monty Brown. What's up, brother? Good to see you again. It's been a while.
Hey man, good to be back. Good to be back. Boys let me down last night, but there were some good things to take from it. So we'll see what happens
Yes,
next week.
absolutely. Boys did let us down. Primarily CeeDee Lamb, and I love CeeDee Lamb, but we can talk about it more when we get
Oh,
into
man.
the Cowboys talk. But yeah, CeeDee Lamb kind of let us down. The offense looked good though. Defense was questionable, like we kind of knew with them not having Micah Parsons anymore. But we'll talk about that when we get into the recap of the game. So that's one thing we're obviously going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Dallas
Yeah,
Cowboys Philadelphia Eagles matchup last night. They started off the NFL football season for 2025. Pretty good game. Eagles win it 24-20. Had a lightning game delay for like an hour, so that made things interesting.
yeah.
You know how teams would come out after that long layoff. We're also going to just barely touch on college football. There's only one really good matchup this week in week two of college football, the top 25. That's number 15 Michigan at number 18 Oklahoma. So we'll hit that up. Then obviously, I talked about it a little bit last week, but we're going to rehash a couple topics from last week. The Dallas Cowboys NetFLix show, really
Oh
good
yeah,
show, 8 episodes
good
long,
stuff,
hour each, so
man.
8 hours of Dallas Cowboys football. Whether you're a Cowboys fan or not, I highly suggest you watch it. To me, it's must watch. It's really good. It covers the
Yeah,
entire span, like I talked about last week, from Jerry Jones first getting there and Jimmy Johnson all the way up until currently, what the Cowboys are doing now, and it
mhm.
even talks a little bit about you know the Tom Landry era, the Tom Landry era, right before Jerry Jones got there and before he fired him, and pissed off a lot of people in Cowboys Nation because they didn't know
Yeah,
who the hell Jerry Jones was. Like, who the hell is this
yeah,
guy? But that made a lot of people mad in the old
yeah.
Cowboys Nation back then, back in the late '80s. But we'll hit that up. We might touch on Micah Parsons, like I touched on it last week. We're hitting it up. I didn't get Monty's opinions. We might talk about that briefly, and then, like I already said, talk about the Cowboys Eagles matchup last night, and then we're gonna go into the rest of our Week One NFL picks. There's a game on tonight, another good game. Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers have had so many winnable games against the Chiefs. They always find ways to screw it up. So I wonder if Jim Harbaugh, the coach, can make a difference. But we'll go through all those picks. But they've been on the doorstep of beating KC so many times the past 2 3 seasons. They always lay an egg, you know. So and the KC
Yeah.
squeaks out with a win somehow. Um, but we'll hit all those topics up. Um, so yeah, let's quick really talking about Michigan. Michigan at number 15, Michigan at 18, Oklahoma. Like I said, Michigan usually plays cupcakes. I'm surprised they're not playing a cupcake. I'm glad they're not playing a cupcake because I think this will prepare them for Big Ten play.
Yes.
We have a new quarterback. He did look good against New Mexico. Not so sure how he's going to look on his first really big road test against a tough Oklahoma team. But Oklahoma has been down the last couple of years, but they are usually a legit top 25 team year in, year
Yes.
out. Um, Last year, maybe not so much, but over the span of the last, since I can remember, the past 25, 30 years, they're usually pretty good. Um, so will this be too much for Michigan? Like I said, win or lose, I think it'll do them a lot of good. Can Michigan win this game? That's the talk. Um, Morris is in his second year of coaching. I really like him as the
Mhm.
coach. He finished really strong last year after being kind of suspect, but finished strong, getting a win against Ohio State for his third time in a row, I think, and winning the bowl game against Alabama, which I didn't think they would do.
Yes.
I thought they might get blown out in that game, and they won that. So they finished the season strong last year. So we'll see how they do. What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen in this game, Monty? Who do you got winning it? And
Man, man. Before I get to that, speaking of Alabama, what in the world's happened to them? I mean, I don't feel sorry for them at all. I can't stand them, but sheesh, they're got their butts kicked by Florida State last week, and they're down. I just saw today they're down to 21. That's unheard of for Alabama. So,
they
whew,
fell really far. I knew they'd fall, but I didn't think they'd fall that far. I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause I
wow,
touched about that. I talked about that briefly last week that they got upset. You know,
yeah,
that was the biggest upset of last week. There was a couple of upsets last week, but that was by far the biggest one. So I brought it up briefly last week, or earlier this week, I should say, my last show. But yeah,
man.
Kellen DeBoer's already lost 4 times to unranked teams, like in the second year of coaching or something like that. That was a talk
Man,
about too. And
that-
it took like Saban like over like 200, 300 games to lose
yeah.
4 times against unranked opponents, something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but it was huge. Like well over 200 plus games for him to lose 4 times to an unranked opponent. And Kellen DeBoer's done
Man,
it already in his second year of coaching, the beginning of his second year of coaching. So
yeah. So feel bad for that guy to go in and try to fill Saban's shoes.
that's where I feel bad
That's
for him because
impossible.
that's hard for anybody to do. He's the first guy to do
Yeah,
it. That no one's gonna be
yeah.
like Saban.
No,
So
no. I wouldn't have taken that job after behind someone like that. No, thank you. I wouldn't
yeah,
want that kind of
I
pressure.
know that took a lot of guts for him. I give him that, but like you said, I
Woo.
don't feel sorry for him because he cut out of the UW contract after only being here 1 year. I'm sure a lot of UW people are absolutely happy that he's sucking. I won't say he's sucking, but he's struggling a little bit over there because
Mhm.
yeah, he left after only 1 season and he got out of his contract and that's questionable. You know how that all worked out, but I'm not into the money part of that,
Yeah.
how that works, but I don't know about that, man. If they should be allowed to do that or not, or they should have to stay until their time is done.
Whew.
So
Hey, Brad Gray, if you're out there, I want your take on this.
yeah, he's already made a couple of Facebook posts.
What's up?
He's being kind of upbeat about saying, hey. What I saw, he's been upbeat like, "Hey man, it's still. I'm always going to support, Roll Tide." He's saying all the same
Mhm.
things he always says. But at the end of the day, though, as much as Kellen DeBoer is struggling, it is only week one. If he
Yeah,
gets in the college football playoffs this year, I think they'll stop talking about him. But if he doesn't get in the college football playoffs 2 years in a row, then they might start. Obviously, they're going to
yeah,
start
yeah,
chirping. So
yeah. He might be gone, which is unfortunate.
yeah,
Which is unfortunate. I mean, but got off subject there. I just wanted to touch on that. But to
no,
answer
I'm
your
glad you
question,
brought
yeah,
that up. But who do you think's
yeah,
going to win this Michigan Oklahoma game? I don't know.
man,
Hopefully, Michigan keeps it close. That's
that's a
all I
tough
want.
ask. I mean, Michigan's still recovering from losing all those players from that championship year. I mean,
Yep.
they're reloading. They're still ranked top 25. But man, to go into Oklahoma, uh, Michigan's a higher ranked team, but Oklahoma's favored by 4, which they should be. I mean, going to Oklahoma, that's a tough ask.
That's a tough trip. That's a
Ooh,
long trip. Yeah.
yeah,
Oklahoma's a hard place to
yeah.
play. Like it's like Michigan usually doesn't play these kind of teams early in the season.
No,
This level of caliber, um, they usually get 3 easy wins going into Big Ten play. So,
yeah.
um, yeah,
But it's tough. But I might be speaking more from my heart than my head because I just, being from Texas, I can't. It's hard to pick Oklahoma for anything, but I
absolutely.
think Michigan can go in there and pull it off. I mean, late field goal by 3 points at least. Just keep it close. Keep it close. Maybe try to take that crowd out the game. I mean, those fans are just crazy. So I'd like to see Michigan win this game.
Of course, I want to see Michigan win since I'm a Michigan guy. I'm not wearing my Michigan hat today. I'm wearing my Cowboys gear, obviously, like you from the game last night. But yeah, I would like to see them win. I think you hit up on the key points. Michigan has to keep it close. If they're close going in the fourth quarter, they have a chance. But if it's like a 3-score game going to the fourth quarter, like highly unlikely. They had to keep it close. And Michigan, we know Michigan likes to run the ball, but they got to have a good balanced offense. He just needs
Mm-hmm.
complete timely freaking passes, so they're not like running every single down play where the Oklahoma defense
Yeah,
is going to load the box with 8 freaking players to stop the run. They got to be balanced, man.
exactly. We know that's what Michigan's going to do. I mean, power, power, power.
But they
I
can't
mean,
do it
yeah,
every play. They got to be more
right,
creative than
right.
that.
Yeah, open it up. Open it up. Yeah,
They
I
need
agree.
pass sometimes on the early downs, not be as predictable. They don't got to do it every first down, obviously, but they need to mix it up a little bit. Um, I think well, Loveland went to NFL, so I'm not sure who replaced the Michigan's tight end, but they've always been strong at tight end. Not quite as good as Iowa, obviously. Iowa's tight end university, but Michigan's had some good tight ends. Couple in NFL. Loveland was this year. Shoemaker, where was another one that's playing for the Cowboys, I believe, right? And Michigan's had some
Yeah,
decent
yeah,
tight ends recently. Like I said, not quite the
yes.
caliber of Iowa, but they're decent. So tight ends important. Michigan needs to get better wide receivers. I think their wide receivers did do good last game against New Mexico, but Oklahoma's going to be better than
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Oh
like I
yeah,
said, like
yeah.
Michigan's quarterback stats did look good. He threw over 200 plus yards, had a really good completion percentage, threw for a couple touchdown passes, I think. They won 34-17. Um, but it's just hard for Michigan to get really good wide receivers. All the good wide receivers go to Ohio State because they like to throw more than Michigan.
Hmm.
So Ohio State gobbles up the really good wide receivers that all go to the NFL. Like Ohio State and LSU are like wide receiver university, man.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and other teams in the SEC have good wide receivers also, but Ohio State has good wide receivers. They're probably the best offensive team in the Big Ten usually. Penn State's had some good ones every now and then that's made the NFL.
Hmm.
Romeo Wilson for Michigan during that championship team did make the NFL. He did get drafted in the third or fourth round. I'm not sure what he's doing, but last year he was a rookie. I can't remember if he made the team or not, but he did get drafted in the third or fourth round. So Michigan did have a wide receiver go recently, but yeah, but after him it really kind of dropped off. So I don't know, man. But it's just hard for hopefully. But Michigan, like I said,
Yeah,
I want to be a dead horse. Go ahead, Monty. Go ahead, brother.
yeah. Ohio State and Michigan completely opposite on how they run their offense. I mean, from what I've seen, Ohio State opens it up a little bit more. Um, Michigan can be more of a conservative side. I mean, it works. I mean, people haven't stopped them in their championship year, but I think in order to beat Oklahoma, they're going to have to open it up.
I agree. And JJ McCarthy's last year, and you know uh the running back, which I absolutely love. He got drafted to the Chargers. I know his name, Blake Corum. I absolutely love him, and
Blake Corum,
he's my
yes.
yeah, he's my
Yeah,
guy. I like how he is. He
yes,
seems like a good guy.
yes.
Um, but see, they opened up just enough. Like even though they were conservative, like they threw like JJ McCarthy threw like 20 to 25 times a game, and he hit Loveland, he hit Romeo Wilson, he hit some other receivers. So they threw enough. That's how Michigan's got to be. Because last year they weren't doing that. They were just struggling at quarterback last year. If they throw like over 20 sometimes a game and then they run like 35 plus times, I think they'll be okay. But they can't run as long as it's some kind of mixture, like a 60-40,
Yes.
mixture, run 60%, throw 40. I'm okay with that. But
Yes.
if they run 75% of the time, I think they're in a lot of trouble, man. They can't do that this year. Definitely not
Yeah.
against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they
No.
need to
No.
mix it up better. So this will be a
Yeah.
good test for this young guy. First big road game, hostile crowd. So hopefully he can keep his composure. Hopefully, Morris, the head coach, can calm him down. The offensive coordinators have some good play calls for him, to get off to a good start. And Michigan's
Yep.
defense needs to show up. I mean they're good usually every year, year in, year out, but they really need
Right.
to show up early in the season for the young quarterback until he gets his feet underneath him and make some plays to help them win this game. You know, they need some turnovers. A pick six wouldn't hurt, but they definitely need to force a couple of turnovers, give them some short fields
No.
to get some easy points. That's what Michigan needs. Yeah, limit the big plays for Oklahoma because I know Oklahoma, they like to throw. They're spread out, so they're gonna launch it. They're gonna have some big throwing, passing plays. I know that much. Oklahoma usually has good running backs and good
Yeah.
wide receivers. They're usually well balanced on offense. So and they usually have a really good quarterback. So anyways, but hopefully Michigan wins. Let us know, fans. But let's get into what we really
Yeah.
want to talk about. We don't want to hit up on college too much today. All right, let's talk about this show, America's Team Netflix. I already talked about it a lot last week, Monty, so I'll get
Whew.
your take
I,
on it, man. What's your thoughts on this?
wow. I was impressed. I was impressed on how they put that together. Very candid, which is what I wanted from
Hmm.
everybody, from Jerry Jones himself to Barry Switzer. Whew, man, it opened my eyes more so now because we know what happened in the past. Jerry Jones buying the team after hitting it big in the oil business, taking a risk because the Cowboys were just horrible at the time,
Hmm.
and took a big risk Fired Coach Landry, fired a legend, brought in Jimmy Jones, and the rest is history. Uh, Part of it made me dislike what Jerry Jones is, what he's done recently, even more.
Yes.
All because of ego.
Yep.
Fired the best coach in our history outside of Tom Landry, all because of ego.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Michael Parsons later, all because of ego.
I'm
Some of
50-50
it,
on that
maybe it
one.
was on
We can
Parsons'
definitely
side, but I
talk
put
about
most of
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Um, what the more I watch this show, and I commented to somebody on Facebook about it, makes me think of what could have been. I've always
Yeah.
said they would have been the Patriots before the Patriots.
They could have been, you're right. But Jerry Jones screwed up with his ego,
Yeah,
like he said. Absolutely.
yeah. So it opened my eyes a lot. Uh, Good to see the old players speak out. Good to see. I was really impressed with what Barry Switzer had to say.
Yep. Me
Pretty
too.
much. I mean, he came in, just came in there, just had to just run the team, just run the team. I mean, the team was in place. That's what he did. So I enjoyed it. Every aspect of it. They talked about some of the not so good things. You touched on the White House issue. I mean, coaches knew about that, but they were winning, so they kind of just turned their head, kind of not pay attention to it. But
Yeah.
man, and like you mentioned, I don't have to be a Cowboy fan, folks. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I encourage you to watch it, man. I was impressed with it, but it just gave me a better outlook on Jerry Jones and what's going on with this team now. I'm not happy with what's going on with this team. I thought about boycotting, not watching this year because of the Parsons thing. I mean, that's how passionate of a fan I am. Just man, I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed in that, and I wish the man would hire a general manager.
Yeah.
Man,
That's
but
his
he's not
downfall.
going to do it. I mean, he likes. I mean, he likes the publicity. He pretty much said, I'm paraphrasing, I'm more into the money instead of winning.
What
And
did he say
as a
again?
fan, as fans, he's more into the how do I put it?
Yeah, he did say that in the
The
show.
publicity is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
good. That's good and
More than
bad.
winning.
Yeah.
I mean,
You gotta try to win, man.
no, no, Jerry. We want wins. We want Super Bowls. We want NFC Championship appearances. We want better draft picks. We don't want Mozzie Smiths anymore. You know, I mean that was an aberration. I mean, overall they've done well in the draft. Some bad luck here or there, but man, get it together, Jerry. But as far as that show goes, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too, and I don't want to say too much. 'Cause I talked about for 25 minutes last show, but I didn't have you for a soundboard. We didn't have obviously I didn't have a back and forth conversation with another Cowboy fan or just another person in general to talk to about it. So that's the difference between obviously this show versus last week when I went solo. Um, yeah, Jerry Jones got the ego. Micah Parsons, we can talk about later. I'm kind of 50-50 on that because Parsons won a lot of damn money. He deserved the money, but he wanted to be the highest paid non-quarterback, and I don't agree with that. He definitely deserved a contract, but I don't know. I think his agent kind of led him in the wrong direction personally. But Jerry Jones does have a bad track record of signing people really late, having that ego, like you said. I agree with that part of it. That's why I'm kind of 50-50 on that one. Um, yeah, Jerry Jones has a bad history of his ego, and like I said, I think with Jerry Jones, he had some early success. Well, first couple of years they sucked, especially the first year they're 1-15, but then a couple years later they're getting to the playoffs and they get their first Super Bowl win. I think his fourth. I mean, they went back to backs his fourth and fifth year there with him and Jimmy Johnson. So he had early success. I truly believe that gave him. He already had a big ego, but that led more to a bigger ego. And then he thinks he knows freaking football, and he wants to be involved in all this football crap. And it pissed obviously Jimmy Johnson off.
Right.
And that's why he's gone. But Jerry Jones started thinking he knows
Yeah.
freaking football because he had early success. and that really got in his head. But Jerry, just like you're saying, Jerry, I know you won't watch this, but Jerry, what have you done fucking since then? Excuse my language. What? Nothing. So you had the early success, and now you've had nothing.
Right.
But that ego is killing him. He still thinks he knows football. He still wants, like you said, he still needs to hire a general manager, but he freaking won't. Um, yeah, my dad truly believes that Cowboys won't win another Super Bowl until Jerry Jones is out of the way. I hope my dad's wrong, but I think he might be right.
Yeah.
Because after Barry Switzer, he hasn't had really that good of a head coach. But Barry
No.
Switzer still had not
Outside of
taking anything from
Parcells, when
Barry
he ran
Switzer, but
him
he
out
had
of
a
there.
really good team.
Yeah.
Obviously the coach. You
Yeah.
know, a team that won back-to-back Super Bowls. But Cowboys have
Yeah.
not had a really good coach since then. All of his coaching choices have been suspicious, in my opinion. Jason Garrett,
Yeah.
this guy we have now, Schottenheimer. I know his dad was a good coach in the NFL. Never won a Super Bowl, but made it to the playoffs. Had a lot of success in the playoffs. He was a good coach in his own right. You know, McCarthy was probably the best head coach. Maybe Jerry Jones was higher, but even he wasn't that great. But he did win a Super Bowl with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. We know this. At least he had some championship pedigree. That's probably his best hire. I don't know, man.
Well,
Jerry Jones is
we,
definitely
we
in the
can
way.
we can argue maybe Parcells was the after,
Yeah, I forgot about Parcells. He left because of
but
Jerry Jones too.
right,
You know?
because Parcells wants to do his own thing. What did he say? If you want me to cook the meal, let me at least buy the groceries. And we all know that Jerry Jones isn't going to let him do that.
But I don't see why Jerry Jones can't see this, or he can see this and he just
Yeah.
doesn't care. I don't know which one it is. Like Jerry,
Yeah.
why can't you see this? You lost Parcells after only being there a year or two, and he was the Super Bowl winning coach for the New York
Yeah.
Giants. You know,
And
like
Parcells took a bad Cowboy team to the playoffs.
yeah,
Quincy Carter was their quarterback. So,
yeah,
man, just think if he had some players.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Jerry Jones just screws everything up, man. But he won't. He just can't see it. Like Jerry, you're gonna be rich no matter what. You got your billions. Just let other guys do things. I don't know why he won't do this. I know we're beating a dead horse, but I don't know why he won't do this. You know,
Yeah.
I do like the fact. One thing I will give him credit for: him and Jimmy Johnson both they did kiss and make up after 30 years, and that the whole
Yes.
Cowboys Ring of Honor thing that was good on both of them. That
Yeah.
they finally kind of got over that hump. So Jerry Jones got over that part of it, like letting Jimmy Johnson in finally. He did drop his ego for that, so I give him credit on that one. But he hasn't dropped his
Yeah.
ego
Me
with
too.
running the team, And look, we haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 freaking years, Jerry. Why can't you figure this
Yeah.
out? But there's some people who would disagree with us. Like one of my friends, neighbors, you met him briefly when he came out here a couple summers ago. He thinks there's nothing wrong with Jerry Jones. I completely disagree with him. He thinks, well,
Yeah.
Jerry Jones doesn't call the plays. Jerry Jones doesn't do this. You know, he's not against the whole Micah Parsons thing. Micah Parsons wanted too much money, which I kind of agree with him on that a little bit because he did send me a lot of clips I sent you on that. The
Hmm.
Parsons thing is interesting to say the least. I don't think Parsons is completely innocent, but he might want us like a little bit too much. But um, but Jerry's still in the way. Let's talk about Troy Aikman really quick. We're
Yeah.
beating this horse. The Troy Aikman Barry Switzer thing. What was your take on that? I thought Troy was completely in the wrong. I touched on this a little bit last week, but I want to hear your side of it.
Yeah. Not on the sideline with cameras rolling.
Yep,
You say that in the locker room. Um, what gets me is, boy, if this was To when he was there, Dez, they would have gotten slaughtered for that.
absolutely. Troy Aikman got away with it. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, but um, yeah, I mean that was just Barry Switzer's style. He was not Jimmy Johnson. That's not the kind of coach he was. I mean, laid back, let his assistants run the team, and that's just how he was. But yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Um, Not with cameras rolling on the sideline. You do that behind closed doors.
I
You
agree.
don't sweep your
1,000%.
coach under the bus like that with cameras rolling.
Yeah, he
That's
was
going to
doing it
cause
live
problems.
during games. That's just not good.
Right,
Yeah, that's horrible,
right,
man. I
right,
mean, during a game live, he's doing that crap. Yeah, Troy Aikman, you were absolutely freaking wrong for
right.
that. I think you're letting your ego kind of get to
Yes.
you because you had two Super Bowl wins with Jimmy Johnson, who you liked a lot more because you liked his style coaching more, which is his right. He has there's nothing wrong with him
Yeah.
liking Jimmy Johnson more as a coach. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has their
No.
decision,
Yeah.
their opinion on that, but you don't do that to your coach, man, during games
No,
live. I mean, and it
no,
still
no,
freaking won a Super
no.
Bowl in Barry Switcher's second year with all that drama going on with
Right.
Troutman causing all that crap on the sideline. And even during
Yeah.
practices, he was talking a lot of shit. I mean, he was talking a lot of trash,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
he was wrong, man.
Yeah. 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 I agree with you on that. Yeah. Yeah. Save that for the locker room. Save that between you and Barry behind closed doors or the assistants.
Why couldn't
Yeah,
he
I
just go to
understand he's
Barry and say,
upset.
"Hey, this is what I think"? You know,
Yeah.
he could have talked to him one on one. Like, I don't like what you're doing, but I respect you as a
Yeah.
coach, but I have disagreements, and these are what they are. And they could have
Yeah.
talked it out. You know,
Yeah. He's a quarterback. The coach is going to listen to the quarterback. Yeah.
exactly. Barry Switzer would have listened to him, no doubt in my mind. Barry Switzer seemed like a good
Yeah.
guy, generally good guy. Like he would have listened to him, absolutely. Whether he agreed or
Yeah.
not, we don't know that, but he definitely would have gave him the floor to talk. I
Yeah.
believe that for a fact.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, because and like I said,
But
any
yeah.
coach is going to do that with their starting quarterback. I mean, they're going to let them talk. They're going to let them voice their opinion, but in the right way, right? Not like
Yeah.
being disruptive like the
Right.
way
Right.
that Troutman was doing it. You know, he was being very, very
Right.
disruptive, which is not good. I can't believe a lot of teams would not have won a Super Bowl with that crap going on, but Cowboys
Yeah.
still did, man. So that's what made it interesting too. Is like you still won a Super Bowl with all this stuff going on with those two guys. So that
Yeah.
was freaking interesting to say the freaking least.
Yes.
Um, yeah, Michael Irvin, man, hit up him real quick before we get into the next topic, the Cowboys game last night. But I knew about Michael Irvin and all the drugs. That's well known.
Yeah.
He's still probably doing cocaine. I think. Who knows? Hopefully he's not, but I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah. I
if
hope
he
not.
wasn't. If he was, I
Yeah.
mean, hopefully he's not. But I'm not saying he is. So I don't want to say put any rumors out there. But it wouldn't surprise me either way with him. Um, but dang, man, I forgot he had a hit on his life, man. I totally forgot about that until I watched this show. There was a hit on him.
Yeah. Man. Well, as you know, out of the trip was he was my favorite player.
He was. I
Uh,
loved him. He was
yeah.
very. He brought a lot of
Man.
energy. There's no doubt about it. Yeah,
What surprised me was I remember the scissors incident, and they kind of kept it quiet.
I forgot about that
And he
too.
said on the documentary, "Yeah, I, I I stabbed him." I was like, "Oh man!" So
Yeah, everyone
that
was
man
very
was a
honest in the
character
show, which
more
made
than
it
I
really good.
thought,
Yeah,
man.
and he said, yeah, he was lucky he didn't go to
Sheesh.
jail for that, because they took care of it quickly. I won't say they
Oh
swept
yeah.
under the rug, but they,
Everybody
they
said,
they took care of it,
"Oh yeah."
and
Everybody said we don't know nothing. I mean, so what can they do? Wow, that was something. But yeah, he said it. Yeah, I mean, I know he feels a lot of remorse towards it now. I mean,
he
he
does. You
seemed
can tell he was
remorseful.
generally sorry. I don't think Mike Irvin's a
Yeah.
bad guy. A lot of people say he's
No.
a dirtbag, he's an a-hole, he's this, he's that, but I don't think he's a bad guy either.
Yeah.
Um, but um, But one thing I think that really hit him hard, and he definitely got emotional during the show, was like what the guy said to him. Like when Michael Irvin apologized to the guy he
Mm.
stabbed in the scissors. I think what the players said to him was pretty real. I think it shook up
Yeah.
Michael Irvin. Was he said, "Hey, just imagine it was the other way around. And I was taking you away from your kids." He said something to that
Yeah.
effect. Paraphrasing, he
Yes.
said something like that.
Yes.
He's like,
Yes.
"You almost took me away from my children. Just imagine if I was trying to take you away from yours." He said something to that effect. Paraphrasing. I
Right.
think that hit Michael Irvin right in the heart. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
shouldn't have done that. That was bad, really bad on me. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That would have ended his career pretty much. He would have gone to prison, and our
yeah,
conversation would have been different.
yeah, yeah. So I'm glad the guy had enough honesty to tell me that. Like, that was pretty real talk right there. When
Yeah.
they met together like a week later, and they had of course, Michael Irvin he's apologized big time, and that guy had the balls to say that to a guy like Michael Irvin, like a freaking Cowboys legend. Like he said that, like he had real talk, like
Yeah.
man to man. Like, yeah, that was good.
Yes.
Um, yeah, don't worry about nothing about the money and the hype. Like, no, this is man to man, man. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. Um, all right, we hit up Micah Parsons really quick. So you don't like the trade, I'm assuming. You think Jerry should have paid him his money? Is that what I'm getting from you?
Yeah. Based on listening on what transpired between the two. I know Jerry Jones tried to negotiate with Kevin. Apparently, called a meeting to talk about leadership, and somehow it turned into a contract negotiation. Contract negotiation talk, which, according to the collective bargaining, they're not supposed to do that directly with the player unless the player is representing himself, which Parsons wasn't. He had an agent.
Right.
And I'm paraphrasing, but Mike pretty much said, whoa, let's hold up there. I don't understand what you're talking about. Let's go get my agent. And it pretty much fell apart from there. So
Yeah, I didn't know that.
as far as what he was asking for, yeah, you couldn't argue. He, wanted to get cleared the top, paid the top at his position, which pretty much Green Bay gave to him. I'm not sure how much more he was asking for with Dallas, but according to jury, they did have a deal on the table, a handshake deal, which is illegal in the NFL. You can't do that anymore. Way back then, you can, but it has to go through your agent.
Yeah, that's two strikes on Jerry on that. I see your side
and
of it
Jerry's
now.
known for doing stuff like that. I mean, pretty much throwing the middle finger at the NFL, saying, "Look, I'm gonna do what I want to
Yeah,
do."
that was in the show too, where
But
he got with the Nike guy here in Oregon.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was funny. But
yeah,
apparently, Micah pretty much just got tired of it and said, "Hey, don't call me anymore. Call my agent." And I'm not sure what happened after. Well, I do know what happened after that. The man's at Green Bay now, but Jerry Jones, we just talked about Ego earlier, pretty much said, "Hey, who do you think you're talking to? I'm I'm the owner of this team. You don't tell me that, and send the Green Bay."
yeah. That part of it makes it look
That,
really bad. I think my friend Fred needs to hear this.
yeah,
He still might disagree with it because he's very
that,
old school, very
that's
old
the side
fashioned.
I've got from it. Yeah, that's the side I've got from it. That Michael wanted to be there, but no, an owner cannot talk directly to the player unless the player doesn't have an agent. That I know that for a fact, and I guess Micah got frustrated, and I'm not sure how it went sideways from there, but yeah,
Yeah.
that,
See, I'm paraphrasing, so my friend Fred might know more about this. I'm gonna send him this clip. He doesn't watch our show too much, but he knows of it. He's like, you need to bring these things up during your show. But he's he's just on the other side of it. He just thinks I see where he's coming from, and he has. We both have. I mean, you guys both have a right to your opinions. You know, that's
yeah,
what football and sports is in general. There's usually not a
yeah,
whole lot of right and wrongs. I mean, it's
yeah,
always a gray area of what you believe and why you believe that. You know, based on many things, where you grew up, what generation you grew up in, all these kinds of things, how you're
yeah,
raised. You know, all these things come into play during that, and nothing's really right or
yeah,
wrong. It's just kind of like sports is very
yeah.
opinionated in that way
Oh
sometimes,
yeah,
especially with the money side of things.
yeah.
Um, but the clips he sent me was like Micah Parsons. I can't remember what it was. I could be wrong, but I thought Micah Parsons had
Mhm.
hung up on him, or like he was talking with the guy I don't like, not Skip Bayless. I don't like him very much either because Skip Bayless had a lot to
Mhm.
say about this. But it was the other guy. God, he's always a loudmouth on the NBA. He's a
Stephen A.
Stephen A. I don't like him. I
Uh-huh.
don't like him very much. As a whole, there are
Yeah,
times in his defense where I do, being objective, I do agree with him about certain things. So I'm not always against him, but as a whole, I don't like
yeah,
that guy's act. I think he's really smug, really arrogant. He's just annoying to me. He's just a big mouth.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So as a whole, I don't like him, but on occasion, he brings up some good subjects.
yeah,
Um, but he had an interview with Jerry Jones. I think it's why I sent you the clip on, and that's where they were kind of talking about where Micah Parsons like supposedly hung up on him or some crap like that. So we don't know like
yeah,
the true real. But
yeah. I
now
think
like
that's
hearing your side of it, like it sounds like Micah Parsons was already saying, "Don't call
yeah,
me, call my agent." Maybe Micah Parsons is just getting tired of that crap, and maybe he did hung up on him. I don't know, like, hey, I've already told you a couple times, don't call me anymore. Go through my agent.
yeah.
Who knows, man? It brings up a different perspective, is what I'm saying.
Right,
And
right.
but I do think Micah Parsons was asking for too much money. I do agree with Fred about that. Like, one, I don't think he's better than TJ Watt. He's really good. There's nothing about that. But I think TJ Watt is better. I don't think he could get
Yeah.
more money than T.J. Watt. And
Mhm.
T.J. Watt is more proven. Still, he's been playing longer than Parsons, I believe, because Michael Parsons was ending his rookie contract, right? Uh
Yeah.
Miles Garrett
Yes.
in Cleveland. I don't think he deserves. I don't think he deserves more money than Miles Garrett. Those are two big names I could bring up, and there might be even more, but those are two big
I
ones.
would, I would put Parsons behind those two. You got Crosby and
Yep, the
Las
Raiders.
Vegas, who you can
Yep,
argue.
he's a beast,
Yeah.
absolute
So
game record.
yeah,
Yep.
I would put Parsons maybe a little bit above Crosby, and yeah, I agree with you between Watt and Garrett, maybe third.
He won more than both those guys. That's why I thought his agent was
Yeah.
crazy. That's where I agree with my friend Fred, my neighbor. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, how did you want that? Like, your agent was leading you the wrong direction on that one, brother. At least in my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and Micah Parsons is very good overall. No, there's no doubt about that. He's very good. He's
Yeah.
definitely not all I won't say all star, but that's in baseball and basketball, but he's a Pro Bowl player. Year in, year out probably. Been a Pro Bowl player his first 4 years, right? Has over double digit sacks every year. So he's been consistent in some ways, but he's been consistent. He has that might sound misleading or contradictory, but he has fallen off compared to like his rookie year when he came out with this like a bust right away.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle his speed. They've kind of caught up to him a little bit, kind of like
Yeah.
that San Francisco 49ers quarterback that used to do the freaking kneeling, you know, the first
Oh,
two,
Kaepernick.
Colin
Yeah.
Kaepernick, they couldn't figure him out his
Yeah.
first couple of years. Then the NFL kind of caught up to him. Obviously, Micah
Yes.
Parsons isn't quite in that arena. Micah Parsons is still very good because Kaepernick really fell off. Parsons hasn't
Yes.
fallen off that much, but they have caught up to him a little bit, I guess you could say. And that's what other people are saying. And he's not a very good run stopper. His main
No.
strength is rushing the quarterback. So he has weaknesses. He has holes. And that's why people
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
saying, why are you asking for this much money? And you haven't shown up in any of the Cowboys playoff games. Like he's been
No.
non-existent in all those games.
Yes.
So he has some things going against him, is what I'm saying. And that's why I don't know why his agent was trying to ask for that much money.
Yeah.
That's where people
Yeah.
have the big argument, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
You
Jerry
could. Yeah.
Jones
He
was
has.
wrong with what he did with trying to call this guy, bother him, trying to do an under the deal handshake. Yeah, like Jerry, you got
Yeah.
to follow the damn rules, man.
Yeah.
Like, stop doing that crap. That's his ego again, like you said. Like he wants to do his own thing, you know. Ugh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that part of it. So I'm interested to get Fred's take and just people in general watching this. What do you think?
Hmm.
My dad's take, my brother-in-law Chris's take, everyone else who watches this show. Yeah, what's your take on that, man? Um, all right, let's get into the Cowboys game last night, man.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
kind of touched on it briefly at the beginning of the show, but Cowboys absolutely had their chances.
Yes.
CD Lamb drops three freaking passes in the fourth quarter. Well, the last one was hard. That was the fourth
Yeah.
down play. That was a very hard catch. So I won't really count that as a drop because he was going full speed, trying to catch up to the ball, trying to lay completely out. That would be hard for anybody. So that was a very tough fourth down play. So I'll give him. I won't count that one against him. But we shouldn't have even been in that position. That's where I counted against him. Like his biggest drop was that second one where he had the bomb right in
Oh
his
man.
freaking breadbasket. Would have been inside the
Oh,
red
yeah.
zone. I don't know how he drops that. I know we're all human,
I
but
don't know
dude,
either.
I think it was already in his head because he dropped one previously on a third down play. It
Oh,
was
that crossing
an
route.
easy
Yes.
catch, but it was very catchable. Went right through his hands. Dak hit him right on the freaking money again. Dak had a great game.
Oh
Dak was
yes.
on money all night long.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, I love you, CeeDee Lamb, and he owned up to it. You can see him patting him on the sidelines. He knew
Yeah.
this game was on him. But yeah, that game was on him. So
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. I know we're all human, but I could not believe it that he did that three freaking times in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Dak normally plays well against Philly, and he did
Yep.
so last night. Did very well. Yeah. Yeah. Those drops were big. The fumble by Sanders was huge.
Yes, that was
The
huge. Yep.
penalty on Pickens, was it
Yep.
taunting or
Nah,
sportsmanlike? Whatever.
he had a personal foul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
he like threw him out of the way. He grabbed him. Yeah, he it was a personal foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he it was yeah.
Yeah. All momentum killing, drive killing mistakes, and you're playing Philadelphia. Well, outside yesterday, Philadelphia made some mistakes of their own. A lot of penalties. The guy spitting at the
That
beginning
was
of the
crazy. We
game.
tried to bring that. How can we forget that? The beginning of the
Yeah,
game. Yeah, that was
yeah.
insane. I never seen a guy get kicked out, disqualified in the first play of the game ever. That'd be like one of the very
Yeah.
few times I've seen it in NFL history. I'll have to
Wow.
look that up to see if it's happened before in the very first play from scrimmage that
I
you get
think some
just
players got suspended, right? Well, during the pregame, during a fight or something like that, but I'm not sure. But that may have been close to it. But yeah, I was wondering what happened because I heard he got kicked out the game. I'm like, well, man,
I
what
was
did he
watching
say?
it live. You definitely clearly see he spits on him.
Uh-huh. I was like, man, yeah, he's going to get fined and maybe suspended at least one game for that. I mean, yeah, that's uncalled for. There's no place in that anywhere. I don't care where you're at.
Yeah,
But
that was
yeah,
wrong.
Dallas had their chances. I was surprised at the defense. I thought what would happen if Dallas lose this game, they were to just lay an egg. Barkley would just kill him on the last run of the game or
They shut him down
a
the second half.
game-ending drive. Yeah.
Yeah. He got off to a
So
fast start, but they closed it up in the second half. They
yeah,
had
yeah,
they
they
had good
did. They
halftime
did very
adjustments
well.
on that.
Did
Yeah.
very well. They put some pressure on Hurts a little bit. They got to him, I think, once or twice.
They sacked him
Yeah, he.
once, but their problem was in the first half they had horrible run lanes. They always gave him the outside. Like they
Oh
didn't
man,
contain. They were
yeah,
horrible
Hurts
at
killed him with
containing in
those
the
third
first
down
half.
runs. Man.
That's how he
Yeah,
had the two touchdown runs.
yeah,
They
yeah,
completely they left the outside wide open. Hurts is going to see that every single time and take it,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
sure
They
did.
had and no spy on him, no nothing. Just like you
Yeah,
said,
I can't believe they
straight
didn't have
away.
a spy. That was insane.
Yeah. So, but they Dallas played better than I thought. I mean, a lot
They
better than I
did. They
thought.
played
So
much better in
we'll
the second
see.
half on defense, especially after the lightning delay. Both defenses really
Mhm.
shut things down. No one scored after the lightning delay. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'd like to see him throw the Pickens a little more, but I understand yesterday.
He had three
The guy
catches,
covering
one
Steedy,
big one,
yeah.
and he
I
had
mean, the guy
big,
covering Steedy was the weaker quarter, so they picked on him all night. He got
yeah.
yeah. So I get that part, but we'll see more of Pickens. We'll see more of number 9. What's his name? Turpin.
Turpin had a couple catches and a couple good runs. They
Yeah,
could definitely use him more. He seems to be getting more and more acclimated with the offense. They definitely use
yeah,
Turpin more. You
yeah.
know,
I like the offensive line.
yes, they did really well overall, except for a couple
Yeah,
plays. Their offensive line did do well. Our
yeah,
running back did better than I thought he would. I forgot all about that dude.
yeah. Javante Williams and yeah, they got Miles Sanders. They got Jane Blue from Texas, who I think we'll see later in the year.
Yeah,
We'll see him right now. I don't think, but uh, tough loss. But if they play like that, I think they'll be all right.
yeah. I think they'll be right as season goes along. I can hope their defense will get better and make adjustments. I think their run stopper from Green Bay. I think he's going to continue to get better, and that's always been one of the Cowboys' main weaknesses. Is like our
Yeah,
run defense has
yeah,
been atrocious the past decade.
terrible. Hmm.
Terrible, one of the worst in the league, and we just can't ever seem to fix it. As great as our old defensive coordinator was, who's now the Washington Commanders head coach, like he was really good overall. I mean, our defense was really good, but he still couldn't figure that part out, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That was his one Achilles heel. Is he couldn't figure out the run, but he was damn good at everything else, and he's obviously doing really well at the Commanders head coaching job.
yeah,
You know, but yeah, yeah. Obviously it's always disappointing to see our team lose, but as a whole, I was okay with last night. Um,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, 24-20 against the defending Super Bowl champs in Week 1 to come out with a really tough divisional opponent and just a tough opponent in general, but especially being a divisional rivalry, I thought the Cowboys held
yeah,
their own, and
yeah,
I was okay with what I saw. But I was really impressed with the offense.
yeah,
They just need to clean up a few things on offense, but they did better than I thought offensively. We kind of knew, like I said, we kind of knew how they would be defensively with Parsons being gone, but I think everyone was wondering how the offense would come out, and we looked pretty good on
yeah.
offense. So
Yeah,
that
they
was a good sign.
kept the penalties to a minimum, which is a change from last year.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Cowboys have been really undisciplined. Yeah, they did better at that. Yeah, Green Bay. Philly was the worst team in that. Philly had a lot
yeah,
of penalties. But I
yeah,
thought they were all legit calls, and not just because we're
yeah.
Cowboys fans. Being objective,
Oh,
like those were really good calls. The pass,
yeah, they're obvious. Yeah,
yeah, the DPI on Pickens was a big play. Even though he didn't catch the ball, he got him in first and goal. That was a clear freaking DPI. If
yeah,
Philadelphia Eagles fans try to argue that, they're absolutely out of their freaking minds. You're talking with your heart and not being objective because that was clearly defensive pass interference.
yeah,
That'll get called 100 out of 100 freaking times if the official is following his mechanics the correct way and
yeah,
looking where he's supposed to be looking. They're gonna see that, and that was an easy one, man. in the NFL, like they're the best of the best as officials and as players, right? So they're going to see that, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, they just didn't get to officiating overnight, you know. Like they're in the NFL for a reason, so they're not going to miss. Those were easy ones. And to bring back the spitting thing, I did have one of my friends say, "Well, not Parsons, uh, Prescott spit first. Dak, he did, but he spit on the ground, but was kind of
Yeah.
in the guy's direction. I think he did take a little bit offense to that, kind of, sort of.
Mm.
But what Dak Prescott did was not a personal foul. It probably wasn't the greatest thing he could have done, you know,
No.
but it was. He didn't spit on him. He didn't spit like because if Dak Prescott wanted to hit him, he would have, you know.
Yes.
He would have launched it like, you know, he would,
Yeah.
but he
He's
went
way over there.
yeah,
Yeah.
he went towards the ground, so he knew what he was doing. And
Mm.
that's what I was telling one of my friends on Facebook because she's a big Eagles fan, and she was questioning. I'm like, no, he spit on the ground. That's different. It's not on a player. He
Right.
spit on the ground. It probably wasn't the greatest thing he could have done. I don't think Dak
Yeah.
is completely innocent. There was some words being exchanged. We don't know what
Yeah.
they were saying, so Dak could have been running his mouth. Who knows? But
Yeah.
you know, but you still, whether he's running his mouth or not, you don't spit on a player. So,
Mm.
and I don't think Dak is known for a whole lot of trash talking. Honestly, he's always been kind of
No.
a class act of the NFL. He's won the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year award. You
Yeah.
know, he's been
He'll
pretty
no.
class.
He'll draw a little bit if a defensive player jaws at him. He'll clap back a little bit, but
Yeah, because he's
I don't see him
competitive. That's
starting.
normal, I think. Yeah,
Yeah. But as far as starting anything, no, I don't think I haven't seen him do that.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, the Cowboys look good, man. Um, held Barkley to 60 yards,
Yeah.
and you know, Jalen Hurts had 62 yards. So he just outrushed Barkley. But Barkley looked off to a monster first half. I thought he was going to rush for over 100 yards the way he was looking. But then, like I said,
Oh,
like I already
I was
said,
worried.
they shut it down second half. They had him for some negative yard plays in the fourth quarter, which brought his average down. You know, he was, yeah, Saquon was losing yards towards the
Yes.
end of the game and brought his numbers down. But obviously, I really love Saquon Barkley, great player. I just hate the team he plays for, but I love Saquon Barkley. I love his story. I love the fact that he had a really good year last year with 2,000 yards, only 9 running backs to do that. He's one of the 9 now. I love Barkley in general. Great guy, just a great
Yeah.
guy for the league. I just wish he was playing for the Cowboys. I like Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
too. It's just the wrong team, man. The wrong team.
Right.
Um, they're both really good guys. Jalen Hurts is the son of a coach, and you can tell he's always well poised and he's well spoken in his interviews. You know, there's a
Yeah.
lot to like about that guy. And he's overcome some of his obstacles at the University of Alabama, being
Oh yeah.
replaced by Tua. You know, people
Yeah.
thought he might be a bust in the NFL. Obviously, he's not. He won the Super Bowl MVP last
Mm.
year, so he got monkeys off his back. So even though it's the wrong team, I like the guy. I like the player.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I got him for that. Let's get into some picks.
Hmm.
We know about the Friday night game. We mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Chiefs at Chargers. Do you think the Chargers are finally get over the hump? Or are they going to lay an egg again, which they've done the past couple of years, like we opened up with?
This is interesting. Anybody out there have YouTube? It's going to be on YouTube, guys. YouTube tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, dang.
Yeah. Where are they playing? Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil?
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
Forgot about that.
NFL.
I'm glad you
And
brought that
NFL is
up.
not kidding about going international. They're not playing. They're trying to get that game around. I like that about this commissioner. Oh man. Big divisional AFC West matchup. I'm going with the Chiefs. It's a neutral stadium. I'm sure half of those fans are going to be looking for Taylor Swift. I'm sure they're. You're your girl, man.
We know this.
I'm sure. We're going to see a lot of Travis Kelce jerseys out there, I think. I'm still going to go with the Chiefs.
I would love for the Chargers to win. My heart wants the Chargers to win for
Yes.
new blood. After Jim Harbaugh, ex-Michigan head coach, is now the Chargers head coach. He had a good year last year in his first season. I think almost got them to the playoffs. I don't think they quite made the playoffs. Or did they make the playoffs last year? Did they get one of the wild card spots? I can't remember.
I think they barely missed it. I might
I
be
think they
wrong, but
barely missed out.
yeah.
but they definitely were improved. He got off to a good start, as a coach in the NFL. Again, he's had success everywhere he's went. Harbaugh in NFL and college. Um, as much as I like him, I think Harbaugh is going to bring them up over the next 3 or 4 years and get them in the playoffs. They could be a playoff team this year. They have good chances to be a playoff team this year, but I do think the Chiefs win also. But I would love to see the Chiefs lose. Sorry, Chiefs Nation. I would love to see them lose, but I don't think they will. I do not think they will. But they did lose their season opener last year against Detroit. Detroit got them. So who knows? Will that
Yeah.
happen 2 years in a row? I don't think so though.
I'm interested to see how Marion Hampton plays with the Chargers, their new rookie running back. That should be interesting. I
yeah,
mean, his debut tonight.
yeah, that will be interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Dolphins at Colts. This is another good matchup. Um,
Hmm.
Colts are always Dolphins and Colts are like pretty even. They're like always on the hump, on the verge of making a playoff. Some years they get in, some years they don't, but they're always kind of 500-ish, like a scrappy kind of team. They just don't
Yeah.
quite get over the hump. This should be a good game. I got the Colts at home, but I do like Tua. Dolphins play a lot better when Tua's playing. They suck when he's gone, but when Tua's playing, they seem to win.
Yeah.
But he gets his concussions is what is scary about him. So hopefully he stays
Yeah.
out of that this year. But I got the Colts.
Yeah, I think the Colts pretty much have everybody back this year, I think. So I know they had some quarterback injuries last year. Receivers or so. So I think they have a pretty good I think it's a rookie tight end that they drafted, if I'm not mistaken. The name escapes me.
They have
But
Pittman as receiver, and they got
yeah,
the other guy that's been emerging. I can't remember his name. Yeah,
yeah,
Pittman's decent. And they have another guy that's emerging. He's decent too. The name's
yeah.
on the tip of my
I want to
tongue.
say Pierce, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But, but yeah, I I'd like to see the Colts pull this one off. I'm gonna go pick the Colts as well.
Daniel Jones is a Colts quarterback. We can't forget that. He did win the starting
Mhm.
job, which I thought he would against Anthony Richardson. I thought they would go with
Yeah,
Daniel Jones because of his experience. So this is kind of something for him having a new start. We know he's talented. It's just about him having sustained success. He had this success for one
mhm.
year. Him and Saquon Barkley were pretty much best friends with the New York Giants. G-men.
Yeah,
He had that one good year where he got them to the playoffs and they had the surprise victory, the upset against Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins played well in that game, like I said, 1,000 times. And it was just unfortunate for him that he got that loss because he did everything he could, but the Minnesota Vikings defense laid an egg. Saquon Barkley had his coming out the party that year.
yeah,
Prior to going to Philly, he had a good year with New York Giants the year before. Has had back-to-back really good years, like I said, from his rookie year.
yes.
That's why I'm so happy for Saquon because he's shown how talented he is. We kind of knew how talented he was, but then he had 3 or 4 years where he's just getting hurt all the time. So it's nice to see him back. But anyways, I still got the Colts, but I hope we'll see how Down Jones does. Um, I like Anthony Richardson, but he's just still kind of too unproven.
Mhm.
Even when he started for University of Florida, he didn't have a whole lot of starts when he was there. Basically, like his
Yeah.
last year, he had like 1 year of starting, I think, at D1. So he hasn't had a whole lot of starts at the quarterback position. So that's where I think
He's
it's
still
hurting.
practically a rookie if you look at it,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
little time as he played. So yeah.
yeah. Yep. Steelers at Jets. What do you think on this? We
Whew.
need our good friend Brandon here, but I forgot to get him in on the show today. He's a big Jets fan. Um,
Wow.
well, he couldn't do it
Rod
tonight. He
going
could do
back
it
to
Tuesday
play.
night. I tried getting him.
Huh?
I tried getting
Yeah.
Brandon, but he said he had to do it Tuesday night. But I can't do it. I'm sorry. That was next
Okay.
last week. I'm sorry. I'm all
Okay.
confused. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we got Aaron Jones playing against his old team, the Jets. Steelers. I've seen some people pick him to win the division. I've seen some people pick him to be last in the division. All that depends on play. Aaron Rodgers' play, but the Jets are going to be much improved this year. I mean, new coach, new swag. I mean, I expect good things from him, and I'm picking the Jets in an upset. I think it's an upset. Yeah,
It'll be an
Pittsburgh's.
upset for them, I think. Even
Yeah,
though they're playing at home, I think
yeah,
it'll be an upset.
yeah. Not a big one. Pittsburgh's favored by 2.5, but I'm gonna take the Jets at home, man.
I will agree with you on that. I would love to see the Jets do it. Obviously, I love Mike Tomlin, the Steelers. They've had question marks on offense.
Hmm.
You know, will Aaron Rodgers get him over the hump? Can't remember where Russell Wilson went, but he's starting for somebody.
I think he's with the Giants.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Dang, he
Yeah,
is with the G-men. Um, yeah, but I got the
I
Jets.
got something to say about that when we get there.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up. I knew he went somewhere.
Yeah,
Had that tip my tongue, but I forgot. I'm glad you said that. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll take the Jets as the upset because Steelers. We know how good the Steelers are defensively, but they haven't been good offensively the last 3 or 4 seasons. But I do like Tomlin as their head coach. He's been solid year in, year out, never having a losing
oh, yeah,
season. Probably happen again this year, but he hasn't made the playoffs quite as much lately. He has been in decline, not making the playoffs or having very early losses in the playoffs. It'd be nice to see Mike
yes.
Tomlin get that second ring to kind of solidify himself. He's got the one, but it'd be nice to see him get a second one just for football in general. I don't think it'll happen this year. But hopefully, he'll get one before he decides to hang up the coaching
Yeah,
cleats, so to speak, or the headset, whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
Um, Next game, Panthers at Jags. Panthers were horrible last year. Jags were good for a couple years under T. Lawrence, but then they've been kind of struggling. So will the Jags bounce back? Will the Panthers bounce back? I don't know, man. This is kind of
Ooh.
a I don't know what to think about this game.
I'm gonna pick the Jags, but I just need Chuba Hubbard to get 3 touchdowns and still the Panthers lose again because I have him in both my fantasy leagues.
I'm with you on that. I'm not
But
doom
yeah,
saying. Yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, I still think the Jaguars are a better team. I mean, still, yeah, Panthers still got a way to go. I mean, they'll be better than last year, I believe. But yeah, I'm going for Jags.
Okay, I'll go with the Jags. I haven't disagreed with you yet. Um, we'll see as we keep on going down this list here. But yeah, I'll go with the Jags too. Both teams are coming off disappointing seasons,
Yeah,
but I do think the Jags are better at the quarterback position with T. Lawrence. They have some good receivers. They got the other guy in defense. They got decent defense too. What did Brandon say last week? What's the Buffalo Bills? The real Josh Allen. That's what he said.
yeah,
The real Josh Allen on defense. We know the Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills quarterback. But he said the real Josh Allen. Yeah, he's a pretty good defensive player.
yeah.
Um, so we'll see. I think I got the Jags. Cardinals at Saints.
Ooh, the Saints are arguably the worst team in the NFL right now. I mean, I know they got Kellen Moore, which is, they're going to give him a chance to rebuild that team. I think he'll do a good job, just not this year. Yeah, they probably won't win any more than 2 games, and it won't be this week. So yeah, I
I
have the
agree.
Saints losing this game. Yeah,
Yeah, Cardinals will win. Cardinals are good when they have Kyler Murray. He just gets hurt too often because he's undersized. When he plays, they win. But he needs to stay freaking healthy because he's
yes, oh yeah,
undersized as a quarterback. He gets hurt a lot. He needs to stay
yes,
freaking healthy. But he's good. He's talented when he's in.
yes,
But he's questionable in the playoffs. His very few playoff appearances. He hasn't played well, but he doesn't really have much of a resume for that. So I would
right,
like to see him get in the playoffs more to see if he can improve on that and see how he plays that, having more experience in the playoffs versus only being there once or twice and not doing so well. But hopefully he gets some more experience on that side of the house when his future continues in the NFL. Um, I'm not completely going on the list because I forgot some games. I wrote them down late, so I might not be on the exact list. But
all right.
49ers at Seahawks.
Oh man, 49ers are healthy. They have a soft. Well, they play a lot of road games, but they have a very favorable first half of the schedule. So they should have a good season. Ooh, to go into the 12th, man. Uh, I'm gonna have to go with San Francisco on the road.
Um, this is a tough one.
Yeah,
Um,
division
yeah,
game.
we know the 49ers are good. This is a big division rivalry. Like Seahawk, the 12s here hate the 49ers. That's probably the biggest rivalry. That's their biggest rivalry team in their division, NFC West. Kind of like how much we hate the Eagles in the NFC East.
Yeah.
That's their number one rivalry. Um, God, Seahawks head
Yes.
coach last year had a very good first year. Barely missed the playoffs at 10-7. They were good. He is looking to rebuild. He is looking to go up even higher in year two. There was a
Yeah.
lot of hype around here with him about that. They also got the receiver from the Rams, Cooper Cup.
Yes.
They have the quarterback from Minnesota. He had his breakout season that used to be for the Jets. I know
Yes.
his name. God, I can't. You know what I'm talking about? What's his damn
I can't.
name?
I can't figure his name. Oh
Why am
man.
I forget names on the middle of this show? But I know his name. But he was struggling with the Jets. But the Jets were a horrible organization. But he had his really good year with the Minnesota Vikings last year. Got them into the playoffs. They finished like 14-3 or some crap like that, which is really good. He's coming here to make a name for himself, so it'll be his debut game. Cooper Cup has got the leadership. They also have really good young wide receivers. Besides, they got Najigba. I mean,
Yes. Oh yeah.
they have good running backs if they can stay healthy. You know, Kenneth Walker's a good running back when he's healthy. You know, Seahawks defense is trying to improve. They're getting better on defense. They've been struggling a little bit compared to when they're called the Legion of Boom Doom, whatever the hell they're called. They're a little bit, but they're starting to build their defense back up a little bit. But the 49ers are the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, all these freaking guys. They're
Yeah.
loaded too, man. Their defense is good. Bosa, I mean, God, their linebacker is really good.
Yeah.
Their safety is good. Haluga, whatever his damn name is, Hafaga, Haluga,
Yeah.
whatever, like he's good. I mean, they're loaded on defense, man. Um, I think I'll go 49ers. That's a hard one for me. I'm sorry I'm dragging on. I will go 49ers. That's a real tough one for me, man. But I would say
Yeah.
49ers.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate picking them, but yeah. I'm thinking with my heart. Well, my head here. Not heart. I hate picking them, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks can win this game at home because they're really hyped up this year.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do
Yeah.
win. They do, no harm done. Good for them because I don't like the
No.
49ers with our
Yeah.
rivalry with them in the NFC, playoffs all times. How many NFC championship
Yeah.
games we play against them in the freaking 90s? We hate them. So I hope the Seahawks do beat
Hmm.
them. But I think the foot problem is the 49ers are really damn good, though, until they get to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl lately. Then they
Yeah.
lay an egg. Um, Bengals at Browns.
Ooh, another good matchup. Division matchup. It's always a
Yeah.
good matchup between these two
Yeah, it
teams.
was not good first
I've
week
always had a
one.
hard.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Browns are opening at home. That's gonna be tough for the Bengals. I've always had a heart for the Browns. I've always liked Cleveland, man. But you have Jamar Chase coming into town. Ooh, man. So
TJ Higgins, Joe
Hitchens.
Cool, Joe
Ooh,
Burrow. We know what he can do in
yeah.
offense. The question about Cincinnati is their defense improved because last year their defense killed
Right.
them.
Right. I'm gonna pick the Bengals to go in there and pull off a win, man. Go into Cleveland and win that game.
Um, I will go with the Browns, but I won't be surprised if the Bengals win. So I'll disagree with you, but we know the Bengals start out slow every year. Last year they
Yeah,
were
they
really
do.
slow. They've been 0-2 multiple years in a row, and they still make the playoffs. But last year they started off like 0-3, 0-4. They got in a really big hole. That's why they couldn't quite climb out of it. I don't think they'll get themselves in that big of a hole again. I do think Cincinnati will be better this year. I think they will make the playoffs, but they probably will lose week one again. I see them losing week one. That's just been their Achilles heel. I could see them losing week one
Okay.
again. And I
Yes.
think the Browns are looking for some how horrible they played last year, having a couple back-to-back good seasons. They just tanked last year, being 3-14, their worst years in like 7 or 8 years. They were horrible last year. So Miles Garrett's still there on defense, man. They got a good defense. They have a really good defense. Hopefully their offense does
Oh
better.
yeah.
Um,
Oh
Texans
yeah.
at
He's a game
Rams.
changer. Yes.
Yes, Miles Garrett is a game changer. Texans at Rams. What do you got there, brother?
Oh man. Texas quarterback, isn't he coming off an injury? If I'm not
CJ
mistaken.
Stroud. Yeah, he didn't have a good second
Yeah.
half of the season last year. He did good overall. He got them into the playoffs limping. They still won the division, but the last 4 or 5 games of the year, like he was going the wrong direction. from what I remember.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against that Rams coach McVay, man. So
Yeah,
I'm
he's a
gonna go
good
with the
coach.
Rams. Yeah, I'm going with the Rams at home.
I'll go with the Rams too. I think Houston Texans will be good again. I like their head coach. I do like C.J. Stroud. I like DeMarco. What is that? Ryan's his name. DeMarco, the head
Yes.
coach. I like him a
Yeah.
lot. Um, I think
Yeah.
Houston Texans
Texans
will.
running back's out too. He may be out for, well, it's a possibility he might be out for the season from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that could hurt them. I
Yeah.
like them overall. I think they'll still win their division. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but I think the Rams will beat them this game. I agree. At home, I think they will win. Rams will win. Um, get back into my normal list now. I'd forgotten to write down those three games, like I said, so I had them off to the side. But Giants at Commanders, another division rivalry. Uh,
Mm.
we all know what Jaden Daniels did last year. Big playoff upset against the Detroit Lions. And, Giants, they had a couple of good seasons and they've tanked again in the last couple of years, especially last
Yeah.
year. They looked like they were on the way up and then they went right back down
Yeah.
the last couple of seasons. So will they bounce back with Russell Wilson? I know they have a really good receiver from LSU going to his second year. He had a good rookie year last year.
Week
Their defense
Natives.
has always
Yeah.
been solid. It's more about their offense being better because they just don't score
Yeah.
a lot of points. That's been their problem.
Yeah. The Giants, Russell Wilson has been terrible past couple of seasons. They
Yes, he
have,
has.
I think, Jameson Winston backing him up. But the thing is, I've been watching them. Their best player in the preseason, the best quarterback's been Jackson Dart, their rookie.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to end up starting eventually in the season. I mean, I know what's going on. We have Russell Wilson here. We can't have this rookie starting in front of Russell Wilson. I mean, that's what's going on here. But
Yeah.
I like what I've seen from Jackson Dart, and I think he's going to end up starting for the Giants this year, sooner or later. So, but my pick, it's going to be the Commanders. I think the Commanders will win by 10 at home.
I think the Commanders will win too. I don't know if it's by
Yeah,
10, but I think they'll
yeah,
win. I don't think we will blow out. I think the Giants will be improved this year, but I think the Commanders will win.
yeah.
Only thing the Commanders need to be careful of is not laying an egg in year two with how good they
Yes.
were last year. They just gotta be careful because there's so much hype on them now. It's kind of like you've been used to being the doormat for the past decade in the NFC East, and now you're like a hot commodity.
Yes.
This is kind of like the Detroit Lions. Like, how, will it continue their success?
Yeah.
I kind of see them in that kind of window. Like, you've been bad for a really long time, like Detroit was, but now Detroit's having multiple good seasons in a row. I think Commanders need to try to do the same thing, but I think they will. But they just can't, that's gonna be careful not to fall into that trap
Mhm.
where they have a really bad year too.
Yeah.
Um, Bucks at Falcons.
Mm. Wow. That sounds like a yawner game.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow.
I know who I
Oh,
got. I'll
man.
let you pick first.
Oof. Got Baker Mayfield going to Atlanta. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I don't know why I was going to go with Tampa Bay.
I'm going Tampa Bay too because
Uh,
I think it's all about Baker Mayfield. I think
yeah,
Baker
you got
Mayfield
Penix,
will.
the
Yeah, I
Giants,
think
who,
he'll get them to a win.
yeah, Penix, who, well, Penix, he ended the season very well last year.
He
I
did.
forgot
He
about that.
did.
So he, I think he'll have an even better season this year. Uh, it'll be interesting, but I'm going to still go with Tampa, man.
I'm going with Tampa too. It's gonna be a road victory, I think. Dirty Birds are just the Dirty Birds, man. They're always really up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins got off to a really good start there last year. Then, of course, we know what happened in the season with Michael Penix replacing him. But in Kirk Cousins' defense, he got hurt. I think in that when he went on his decline, like he got hurt with that shoulder injury. We took a really bad sack from the New Orleans Saints, really good player, who's been a legend for the Saints, their defensive end,
Yeah.
Jordan. He took a really bad hit and he wasn't right since, and it
Yes.
showed. So I think it was more about the
Right.
injury more than anything else. But boy's got his chance now because of that, and I like Penix. So yeah, I think he'll have a good
Yes.
year. But I still got the Bucks. Um,
Right.
Raiders at Pats.
Ooh,
Uh,
that's going to be much improved.
I think so. They won their game opener last year. Then they tanked the rest of the year. But I remember they had a surprise victory against somebody last year. Kind of shocked everybody. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's what happened, but yeah, I think they're gonna be much improved with their new quarterback. I think they will be better.
Yes. I really like New England to win this game. I like their quarterback Drake May. Um, he's going to be good. I mean, big shoes to fill. Tom Brady was there. He won't be Tom Brady, but he'll be very good, I think. So I think we'll see him very much improve this year. So I'm going to pick New England for this game.
Yeah, I got New England too. I've only won against you once so far with the Bengals and Browns, but yeah, I got New England. I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot of the Raiders. I know they got the old Seattle Seahawks head coach.
Yes.
It looks like they have a talented offense. We know this, you know, but yeah, even with all that said and done, I think the Pats will win this game. The one thing I forgot to mention a couple of games back was the Rams, Matthew Stafford and oh boy, coming from the Raiders, Devontae Adams.
Oh,
How can we
yes.
forget
Yeah.
that? I think that's the reason why the Rams will win this game. I
Yeah,
think
good
Devontae
connection.
Adams is
Yeah.
looking for a bounce back year. So I
Yeah.
can't believe I forgot to bring him up. But yeah, Devontae Adams
Yeah.
went to the Rams. I think they're going to win this game. So yeah. Um, Titans at Broncos. I think this is the easy choice. But Titans are trying to rebuild. They might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But what do you got, man?
Yeah. Cam Ward with the Titans. Tough to go in Denver. Any time Denver should be one of the most improved teams of the year. I mean, Bo Nix exceeded expectations for a
Yes,
lot
he
of people.
did. Big time.
I thought he would suck personally,
So
but
did I.
man, he proved me wrong. Yeah.
Yes, same.
So yeah, he might be one of our best ones. I mean, so yeah. Um, ooh, Denver by 8. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I got Denver.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Besides Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix probably was the second best rookie quarterback last year. I mean, he
Yeah,
surprised a lot of people. We
yeah,
couldn't see JJ McCarthy because he got hurt in preseason, and I think he's trying to start this year for the Vikings. I'm not sure, but I think
yeah.
he's the starter. Um, so this is really his rookie year since he didn't play last year. But yeah, Bo Nix impressed, got them to the playoffs in the year one. That
Mm-hmm.
was impressive. I didn't think that would happen. I
Mm-hmm.
got Broncos wins. I like Cam Ward. I think he will have a successful rookie year, but I think he's going to have his ups and downs like any other rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will win more games than last year, but I don't think they're making the playoffs. But I don't think they're going to be a doormat like they were last year. They will be better.
No, no,
So
no.
Lions at Packers. This is a good one.
Ooh,
Jordan
man,
Love,
man,
now
man,
Micah
man, man, man.
Parsons. Uh,
Mm.
Lions, 2 really good years in a row. They're building something good over there in Detroit. Detroit's obviously excited again. Can they get to the Super Bowl? Will their coach not screw up and go for a fourth down too many freaking times and screw up the
Oh
NFC
man,
Championship game?
yeah. This is going to come down to whoever has the ball last. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a tough ask to go into Green Bay anyway into Lambeau Field, but I mean, this is early in the season where it's not as cold. I mean,
Yep.
if this is in December, it's an easy in
This is
Lambeau.
September. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going with Green Bay all the way. But man, I'm going to take the Lions last drive, touchdown to St. Brown for the win.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, this is a hard one. This can go either way. This is a tough one. Like the Seahawks 49ers matchup is a hard one.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Lions Packers, man, real tough one. Whew.
yeah,
Both playoff teams last year. Jordan Love is trying to make a name for himself, replacing Aaron Rodgers. We know what he did, beating the Cowboys as a 7th seed
yeah,
at AT&T Stadium. Shocked everybody, shocked us as Cowboys fans. That was embarrassing, but
yeah.
he's making a name for himself. Last year they didn't do quite as good in the playoffs. They lost in the first round, but they played against a very good um ended up winning the Super Bowl Philadelphia Eagles team.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Packers and Lambeau, but I would not be surprised if the Lions win. But I'll go against you twice, but won't be
Yeah,
surprised if
yeah, yeah.
Lions win. We know who Lions got. Their coach is gritty. They're tough like their
Mm,
coach is, but
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Packers.
I usually won't pick
Packers
Green
have a
Bay.
good head coach too. So
Yeah, yeah. I usually won't pick against the Packers at home, but yeah, just
yeah,
the Lions are good enough to beat them there. So
they
I
are
think,
absolutely, especially early season, like I said, when it's still like
yeah,
75, 80 degrees outside and not -10. Because like I said, in
yeah,
December this would be very easy, but it's not
yeah,
December time frame.
yeah.
Um, all right, Sunday night football, another effing good matchup, man. Week 1 is
Hmm.
not just playing Ravens at Bills.
Can the Ravens get over the hump against the Bills in the playoffs? I'm going to pick the Ravens as regular season. They're my AFC pick for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, a lot of people are
AFC.
picking them. Yeah.
Um, they're gonna have to get past the Bills. I think it won't be any different. I know it's in Buffalo, but still, Derrick Henry's gonna run the ball. Yeah, I mean, run. It's yeah, Lamar Jackson. I mean, it's like having another running back there. Plus, you got Josh Allen, who's tough as well. I mean, pretty much money on that goal line on the quarterback sneak. They got pretty much their own version of the just push, pretty much. But that's gonna be a heck of a game, man. But I'm picking the Ravens.
Ooh, man. That's gonna make my brother-in-law Chris upset, but yeah, this is a hard game. Obviously, he born and raised in
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo. Yeah, but I agree with you. This isn't a playoff game. The Bills have had their number in the playoffs, but this is a regular season game. Week 1's kind of hard because everyone's just kind of starting off.
Yeah.
It's not no one's in mid-season form, so it's kind of hard to tell in these games. But these teams have both been successful the past several years, both making it to playoffs all the time, pretty much fairly consistently. Uh, I'll go with the Ravens. I don't like the Ravens very much because I'm not an East Coast. I like Buffalo as a team better, but
Mm-hmm.
objectively, I think Derrick Henry will be too much. Yeah, he's
All
going to be
right.
the difference maker. That takes a lot of pressure off Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. He
think Ravens
does.
have the better offense,
Yeah.
and Ravens defense is no joke either. So
Oh no, no, no.
yeah. Um, all right, last game of the week, another division rivalry. Vikings at the Bears. A lot of unknowns with quarterbacks in this. Well, we know Caleb, whatever his name, is going to his second year, the Heisman Trophy winner from USC.
Yes.
Um, I know his first name is Caleb. I know his last name on tip of my tongue. I want to say Mate. It's not
Williams, isn't
Mate.
it?
Huh?
Yes. Caleb. I want to say Williams.
Caleb Williams,
Is it?
that's it.
Yeah.
JJ
But man,
McCarthy, I believe, is the starting quarterback for Minnesota.
yeah.
We don't know anything about him right now as a starter. Vikings did come off a really good year last year, but it was disappointing that they lost early in the playoffs.
Mm,
Just like Detroit did. Them and Detroit both fell off early after having monster seasons last year. They both got eliminated pretty early in upsets. Um, will
boy.
the Bears be better? They have a new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams is going to the second year. They have a good receiving core. They got Odunze from UW. They got the other guy
Yes.
Moore. They have a good offense. I'm gonna go with the Bears pulling this off at home. I'm going with the
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah. The Bears is that offense is not accustomed to what we're seeing. It's more wide open. I'm used to seeing this pounded out, punch in the mouth type offense, but with the weapons they have, more exciting offense with the weapon. I mean, it's gonna be good. Vikings. You're asking JJ McCarthy to play his first game at Soldier Field.
That's hard.
It's a tough
I
ask.
know he's got
It's a tough.
Justin Jefferson and the other receiver
Yeah.
is also really
Ooh,
good, Addison,
weapons.
but I don't know, man.
Yeah. Minnesota's defense is good, very good. Ooh, that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, that should be
Wow.
a good one. As long as Bears don't flop.
Hmm. I'm gonna take Minnesota to win it on the field goal.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay with the Bears because they were my old team before I became a Cowboys fan. I was a Bears fan back in the Walter Payton day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Before I moved to Texas and met you and the rest of the crew. But yeah, the Bears used to be my team with Jim McMahon and all those guys, Refrigerator
Yeah.
Perry, Willie Gall,
Oh
all those
yes.
guys. They had so many really
That
good
was a good.
players.
Wow.
You know, Walter Sweetness, like I said, Walter Payton 1,000 times. Sad to see what happened to him, passing away that rare cancer
Yeah.
he had at a very young age in his like mid 40s. Crazy, but
Mm.
I want to see the Bears. It'd be nice to see the Bears be good again. So um,
Okay.
I am going for the Bears. I hope Caleb Williams has a better year too. He showed some flashes where he could play in this league last year.
Yes.
They got off to a really good start at 4-2, then they tanked the rest of the
Yes.
year. It was all of that freaking play by Jaden Daniels where the Chicago Bears defensive back was talking trash. He thought the game was over. Then
Yeah.
he got
Oh yeah.
remember he tipped it right
Yes.
to the receiver for the Washington Commanders. And they ended up winning the
Yeah.
game on a Hail Mary
Yeah.
tipped pass.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
The Bears were 4-2 going to that game, looking better, and then they lost 10 games in a row after that. So
Yeah. Something like that'll do it. Yeah. That'll
yeah,
do
the
it.
way they lost the way they lost that game just deflated them, man.
Yeah.
Um, but I expect them to be better. I don't know if they'll make the
Yeah.
playoffs, but I expect them to be around 500 this year and be more competitive.
Yeah.
That's where I'm kind of putting the Bears at. So I think they'll be better. I think they can win game one, but Vikings do got a lot of weapons on offense, but this is gonna be hard for JJ McCarthy, like you said, because he is
Yes.
very unproven. Um, yeah, so we don't know. All right, folks. That's it for football, man. Week one. What do you got in closing, brother?
Hey man, looking forward to a good week. I mean, Dallas, Philly, way to start it off. Way to start it off. Good game. Good game. I don't expect I expect a game like that tonight. Real good game. Expecting a good week one in the NFL. Like we always talk about, comments, suggestions. Want to hear from you folks.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think tonight will be another good game. Cowboys, yeah, the Eagles did not disappoint. The Eagles unveiled their Super Bowl trophy last night before pregame festivities. You know, and Graham, their former player, came out with their owner and did all that stuff. That was good for Eagles fans. I hated it, but I know Eagles fans loved it, and rightfully
Yeah,
so. Um, you know, they have a right to be proud of that. You know, win the Super
yeah,
Bowl last year, and yeah, I think tonight's game will be good. And it's being played in Brazil, like you said. That's interesting.
yeah,
The NFL commissioner is definitely trying to expand the NFL, so I think it's good for the NFL. We know they've been playing London a lot the past like several years and expanded to Germany the last couple years. Now they're going to Mexico also. But now they're going to
yes,
Brazil, which is I think the first time ever, right? So
yeah. As far as I know, yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
so they're expanding. Like lately, it's been London for a long time, and then Mexico and Germany recently.
yeah.
Now Brazil. So
Whew.
it should be
Someone said
good.
that was a 15-hour flight. That's a long way,
That's a
man.
long flight, brother. I've been on some long flights from Japan going back to the stateside, but
Yeah,
that's long, man. That is longer than that. Damn, that's
yeah.
long. All right, man. That's all we got in closing. We'll see you next week. Like Monty said, let us know your thoughts on everything. The Cowboys NetFLix series, the Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones drama, all the drama with the Cowboys, the whole thing about the show, and like let us know, yeah, what your picks are and things like that. So we will see you guys next week.
All right.